who might slow down and hit the brakes because they've never seen a flashing fire truck light before in their life, so they might hit the brakes or something. Route 13, Route 144 shaping up. Same story in Worcester County. Nothing crazy on the big roads, 113, 50, 90, etc. Looks all right in Comical County on the bypass, Business 50 and Business 13 through town. Not too bad, though. Looks like we have a crash reported on the eastbound side of Route 50. It's going to be at Gumboro Road there as you're approaching Pittsville. So eastbound 50 at Gumboro Road, right before the light. Looks like we have a wreck. That's your traffic for the Voice Radio Network.
Martin Kove.
How you doing?
Hey, what's up, man? How are you?
Good morning.
Yes, welcome. It's Bill.
Hey, how are you guys?
It's Bill and
all the Coves here.
Yes, it's Bill and Jessica Power 1017. Yes, we have Martin, Jesse, and Rachel. Thank you guys so much for checking in. We appreciate it. And yeah, I'm sorry that I just went right to Martin because
I'm starstruck.
We're big Cobra Kai fans, grew up on Karate Kid, so it's been a long time coming talking to you. So thank you guys so much for checking in. Martin, how's everything going, man? How's, you loving the success of Cobra Kai? How is it being back from, back in the day, the Karate Kid, and now you got, a huge show?
Oh, it's great because they're doing, they're writing the character with a little more heart. They're writing the character. When I first agreed to do it, I wanted them to write with a little more texture and vulnerability than the first go around with Karate Kid 1, 2, and 3, and they are. And every season he gets more texture and more complicated and more vulnerable, and I like that as an actor to do. I really enjoy that, and we're a tight family over there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There are no prima donnas. Everybody's pretty comfortable with each other.
Did you keep up with those? Did you keep up with those guys over the years since, or did you kind of like reunite after all these years? Were you all friends throughout the years before Cobra Kai came about?
We've done. No, we were all together. I mean, Billy, Ralph, and I would do autograph shows and conventions and personal appearances. Over the years, we try to socialize as much as we can. Billy and I lived in L.A. Now, we're in Nashville. But the bottom line is that Ralph lives in New York, and we try to see each other. We talked to Robert Kamen, who wrote those movies, and we all try to stay together. And they signed on Billy and Ralph first, and then came to me. And as long as they wrote the character with more depth than the movies were great, but it's white hats and black hats.
Right. Well, look, we love it. We're big fans over here. Cobra Kai can't wait till the next season comes out already. I mean, we binge watch it all at once. It's just great. And then we also have your kids on the line as well, Jesse and Rachel. You guys have a podcast, brand new. It's called Kicking It with the Coves. Give us a rundown, guys. Tell us all about it.
Well, if you love Karate Kid and Cobra Kai, you will love this show. Even though our podcast is not a Cobra Kai recap show, we do talk about, some of those things and a lot of other intimate stories, that people have never heard before, the audition process and things like that, on the set and off the set. And, the show has a huge theme of bullying. Also, we talk, a lot about pop culture. We're going to be talking to actors and doctors and psychologists and athletes. I mean, there's really nothing, there's no subject that we're not going to tackle on this show. And we're going to do it as a family, and it's a lot of fun. And, anybody who listens, they'll be able to see how much fun we have. And the fact that we get to do it, my sister, my dad, myself, that the triangle of the three of us is fascinating, and it's something new and different. And I really think that, the country and the world can kind of use a little bit more of that family push right now.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Well, you can catch it on Podcast One, and I'm sure all the platforms. So looking forward to it. It kicked off on January 27th. How many do you guys do a week?
We release one episode a week.
Okay.
So it's going to be a new episode going to release every Thursday.
Very good. Very good. Looking forward to checking that out. And, there's a bunch of different podcasts out there, so I'm very interested in I listen to a lot of different podcasts, so I'll definitely have to add this to the list.
Mm-hmm.
How is it doing it with like family, like you guys and your dad, and I mean, like how is it working together? Everybody gets along? I'm sure everybody just on there having fun telling stories, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, go ahead, Rach.
It's a dream. My brother and my dad they've done a lot of acting work together, and
Okay.
I've always been excited to do something with them, and we get to do a podcast as a family. I mean, if you think about that, it's so cool. It's just I get to spend time with my best friend, my brother, and my dad, and we get to talk about conversations that are important conversations for people to listen to. So it's a dream. I feel very blessed.
Well, I'm like a radio podcast nerd, so I have to ask you, do you guys like all get together and do it like in the same room, or do you do it like over Zoom sometimes, or how do you record it? Not that anybody else on earth will probably care about that question.
It just depends on where. Yeah, it just depends on where we're at. If my dad's shooting a movie, or I'm filming a movie, or Rachel's working, doing something, we can do it over Zoom. But for the most part, we get together we'll be getting together in a studio in Nashville, and it's more fun when we get to do it together.
Right.
Like the band is all together.
Podcast One, iTunes,
Yeah,
Spotify, Amazon, wherever podcasts are heard, you can check it out. Kicking in with the Coves. Go ahead. You had something, Martin?
Yeah, no, it's very, it's inspiring to work with the kids because, they're both so well, they adopt the art, they adopt mental health, a lot about bullying, a lot about, music in films, westerns. I mean, we talk about everything, and each one of us kind of has a bit of an expert, is an expert, and has an expertise in a different subject matter. Rachel's had clients for 13 years, and Jesse's been an actor for 13 years, and, I'm the old outlaw who just sits around there and throws out a couple of, trivia facts about movies and things, but they stimulate the family participation.
Yeah.
They encourage the family participation because of all the subject matters that basically they schedule. And I think it's just great. I think it brings the whole family closer together, and that's what we need nowadays.
Absolutely.
Yep.
It's all of us gathering around the TV or gathering around the radio.
Absolutely. Well, look, again, Podcast One launching a new show. It launched on Thursday, January 27th. They do it once a week every Thursday. Martin Kove, his kids, Jesse and Rachel, kicking it with the Coves. Make sure to check it out. Look, Martin, we love you in Cobra Kai. You're one of our faves. Looking forward to the next season. Thank you guys so much for checking in. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank
you
you
so
so much,
much.
guys.
Wake up every Thursday morning starting at 6 with